Oops, let me turn this on.
Or bullies in general, like it doesn't have to be cool.
Okay, so the three questions we have are you going to crazy love this topic for 12 weeks? Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Is it researchable? Okay. And then the last thing is what?
Do you mean like peer-reviewed academic source researchable, or?
No, not peer reviewed, just academic research. And what was the last one?
Would you be proud to give it to a future employer?
Okay, so that doesn't automatically link that into it has to be about your future career. So that was a question over here that Hillary had. It was just like, does this have to be about, what does this professionalism mean? It's supposed to be, when I'm saying a dream career, you be proud of it because it's up at that type of professional level. So those are the three criteria we're looking at. I'm going to tell you all right now, whatever you wrote on that paper, it's too broad. That's always the first step that we have to do is narrow down this topic. So that's what we're doing. We're just getting our interest, we're getting a feel for it, we're seeing what's going to be appropriate for this assignment, and now we narrow down the topic. So to begin, I'll go ahead and give you some background. We'll bounce into it's chapter 11, which is both the informative and the persuasive chapter of this class. We're obviously not going to go through the entire chapter because we're only focused on the informative portions. But there's a couple things I want to bring up. First of all, it's kind of a contest between the informative and the persuasive presentations. And a lot of students, they just really want to get to the persuasive topics because that's where the fun's at. But actually, you'll be delivering more informative presentations and listening to more informative presentations in your life, and your book talks about that. Now this is an important aspect to understand that information, and the information that you hold, the reason why you're going to school is because it's of value to others. And the more people value it, and the more that you can offer these skills to others, the more you will be rewarded in our world for it. So that's why you're in these professions, so that you'll be in a profession where you'll be able to offer something that somebody wants. So that's going to put you up on a socioeconomic scale. This has always been that way. So that's the reason why information is considered a commodity, according to Seiler and Thiel in the Communication Works textbook. I love the way how these authors describe this. This has been throughout history. The most powerful people throughout history have used information as a commodity. Okay, and they've protected it from others. It's part of the reason why I'm in education myself, is because I think this is a way you can free up this commodity. So if you think about it, who were the most powerful people throughout history? Say that louder.
The smart ones, the rich ones.
Smart ones, rich ones, royalty, the church, leaders, dictators, terrible dictators, great dictators. So all of this is part of this commodity and being protected from the general populations, which is something I'm completely against. But that's been the case throughout history. Now, the thing that's important to realize is that with this, bless you, with this commodity comes great responsibility. So these individuals that hold this power, and this is a power that you have, you have an ethical responsibility to use this in a way that's going to be, for example, for greater social movement is one of the ways. And so you're positioning yourselves for this just by doing what you're doing. Now the thing we don't realize, sitting in this classroom, in a room full of educated people, is if we're talking about the royalties, the richest people in the world, it's you, right here. You are literally the top 2%. If you're sitting in a college classroom, and I know, like, we can look at each other and you're like, have you seen my bills? I don't think that's possible, not me. But it is you. It is you, because you are comparing yourselves to each other. being here at this level of education, we're looking at a lot of things, level of education, income, the privilege of being here. If you want to know anything, how do you find it?
Google.
Where is this Google at? I want to meet this Google.
It's on the internet.
Okay, and we pull this out of our back pocket from our phones, right over here. Here we go, right here. I can find anything I want. And if I want to go to an academic journal, I just log into my SEC account and I can find peer reviewed, I can find really good stuff. Or academic. So we can literally find out anything we want. And this is not common. Not everyone in the world can do this. So this is why when I see people that are highly privileged, misinformation, either through carelessness, which is one way, or deliberate, putting information out there that's just not right or hurtful to others really bothers me, because that's a privilege we have. So that's one of the things about this class, it's putting out there the ethics of this. Sometimes when you are as privileged as we are, we don't realize the power we hold. So we'll go through tools and techniques, and also so that you can recognize where people can misstep. So like, you're not one of them. Okay, now that I've shared with you the importance of your positions in life as far as the ethics concerned, something that will come back again and again are these things called general purposes. This is a test question. You're going to see this. And although there are more than 3 general purposes, which is a relationship you have with an audience, for purposes of the test, you should remember 3. That's what we'll focus on. So when we're saying that a general purpose identifies your relationship with the audience, that means at the beginning of a presentation, you let your audience know, this is my relationship with you. I'm here to inform you about something. And then you have every right and reason to expect me to follow through on that relationship. So if I say, I'm here to inform you, you expect me to be an educator. And an educator as a person that's going to enhance your knowledge about something. I'm going to add to it. I'm not going to tell you stuff that you already know. I mean, maybe I'll refresh on that stuff. But I should be expanding your knowledge about something. That's what you can expect from me. What shouldn't I do if I say our relationship is informative? What would you have every right and reason to be upset about if I did in an informative presentation?
Persuasion.
Yep, whop you with persuasion, okay? Because I should identify that.
Yeah, I want to be informed, not persuaded.
Exactly, exactly. Nobody likes that swapping out. So, maybe some people don't mind, but I certainly don't like it when people do that. Oh yeah, this is simply an informative session where I try and get you to spend thousands of dollars on something. That doesn't work for me, personally. So persuasion, I will tell you at the beginning of a presentation, our relationship is this. I want to persuade you about this. I have a bias about this. And that's what you should expect. You can prepare yourself. How do I feel about this topic? Do I like it? Don't I like it? So you can decide where your disposition is. And that helps me understand how to communicate better. So persuasion, you can be favorable to a topic, unfavorable, or neutral to a topic. Let's say that you agree with me. Then how can I persuade you? Is that possible? It is possible. Okay. I don't think anybody had diet or nutrition as a topic, did they? Not in this class, that was another class. So let's say that my topic is to persuade you to have a healthy diet. Now, you probably agree with that. Okay, but do we do it? Okay, so there's my persuasion, right there. Okay, maybe I'm gonna persuade you to study. Maybe all of you do study. But sometimes you get tired of studying and you don't feel like it, so you become unmotivated. There's my persuasion. Okay, and then the last one, to entertain, that's our relationship. Our goal is just for fun. So fact checks probably aren't gonna be a part of this. It's just to enjoy the audience. So if I say, that's our relationship, that's what you can expect from me. Okay, this will come back again and again. And just to know, informative, that's your first presentation. You're not being persuasive. Okay, now that we have talked about general purposes, now we need to categorize. You all have topics, and this is how we're going to narrow down the topic. So if I'm looking at some of your cards, okay. Law enforcement. Okay, let's take a look at law enforcement. What category could that fall under?
People.
People, okay,
Processes and concepts.
definitely.
Issues.
Issues.
Activities.
Oh my gosh, every single one of them. Okay, let's look at this a little bit more closely. You have 7 minutes. What's realistic to talk about? Now, you have to decide that for yourself, which category you want to go on. But it isn't realistic to say that, oh yeah, I want to talk about all of these. You're not going to be able to. So that's the very first decision you need to make. Hence, your homework. Your jobs are to narrow down your topic into one of these categories, and then to try and look up a scholarly source.
Is that on Canvas, or do you want us to write this down?
You will submit it in our next class period.
Okay.
Now, remind me, did I show you how to look things up on Canvas? Let me take a moment. It only takes a moment, so this is worth the moment. Okay, some of you are already familiar with Canvas, so this is kind of a good review. If you have this drop-down menu, the library is the second to last drop-down. We were talking about learning styles. For those of you that like documentaries, listening to things, go on to Films on Demand. Films on Demand, you can come in here, you can watch a couple of videos about your topic. That's considered a scholarly source. So let's say we put law enforcement. I have all kinds of things to choose from here. If you're looking for something really specific, like a study, EBSCO hosts. Yep, if you come through here, some of you are already familiar with this, so this is pretty easy for you. This is a good place to start. I always select all of them, even though they give me the little warning. It doesn't really matter to me. And then I'm just putting yours in here. Okay, I think we could find something with that. There's 200,000 hits. You can continue these types of searches. Gale is like business-oriented types of research. Stay away from these for now because these are more of a general, fun type of thing. So, but you are welcome to look through.
No, I'm sorry.
These other areas.
And when she tried her head across the board,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, I saw that.
Okay, any questions about what's due for our next class period? Okay, bring your reference with you. Know what it is, we'll work with it. And then for those of you that can help me put the class back together, thank you. Good job today, everybody.